All right, good morning, traders. Today is December 10th, 2024. My name is John Carrigan. I moderate the BYOB Trading Room. Thank you for being here. Thank you, everybody out there in digital land. Appreciate that. Talking about Facebook, Rumble, YouTube, Twitter. Everybody, thank you for being here and being a part of the BYOB trading experience. Thank you. Hope you find our content very valuable. If not, please send me an email. All right, my SPY pivot this morning is 605.36. Above it, I'm a bull. Below it, I'm a bear. SPY closed 2 hour. Oh, I didn't change that. It's 2 hour downtrend and a 10-minute downtrend. All right, SPY, FNGU, QQQ all made lower highs and lower lows, closing inside bullish traps over their 17 EMAs. All of the Fab 5 are in daily uptrends. IWM made an outside day, closing below a bearish trap over the 17 EMA. Diamond Down made a lower high and a lower low, closing under a bearish cross over the 17 EMA. Gold in a downtrend made a higher high and a higher low, closing over a bullish cross over the 17 EMA. Silver also in a downtrend made a higher high and a higher low, closing over a bullish trap over the 17 EMA. So precious metals making a little bit of comeback here. UNG in a downtrend made a higher high and a higher low, closing over a bullish trap and under the 17 EMA. USO in an uptrend, still in that consolidation wedge, made a higher high and a higher low, closing inside a bearish trap under the 17. US dollar index in an uptrend, closed near the 106.17 area. US dollar was currently backing off the 23-month high. Now it's headed back up. All right, let's go take a look at some charts this morning. All right, first chart we'll look at, SPY. Okay, back to the 2 hour chart. You can see we've got a 2 hour downtrend coming into the close yesterday. 2 hour downtrend. 10-minute chart. 10-minute downtrend coming into the close yesterday. All we need is a red candle. Okay, so we need, looking for red erases green. All right, so a red candle that sends us on our way down, back down. So red candle underneath. Well, I'm just going to say underneath this area right here would be nice. Underneath 604.64 or underneath 604.15. Okay, so we filled the gap made from a couple days ago. Here's the gap right there. You can see we filled the gap. See, bingo. Target hit. All right, so here's SPY. All right, in a 2 hour downtrend, in a 10-minute downtrend. But on the daily chart, what do we got? We are still in an uptrend. See that? See the 3 on top of the 8. Okay, 3's on top of the 8. Both of them are rising up over this rising 17 EMA. Still have an uptrend. All right, as far as low highs and lows go, we got a higher low and a higher high. So there's another uptrend right there. So SPY still in an uptrend as we speak. For the pivot this morning, what did I say? 605.36. Let's just move this up. 605.36. Let's see if we can find it. Let's go to the 10. All right, 605.36. I think that's what I said. 36, right, 36, right here, right at the top of this. Yeah, you can see where prices found some resistance. All right, 605.36, all right, so I'm looking for green erases red. So green erases red right here, 606.04, that's going to be my bullish entry. Okay, 606.04. 606.04 right there. Okay, so that'd be green erases red. I'm going to count that as a wick. All right, see these two 10-minute candles? I'm going to count that as a wick. So right over the body of this red candle right there, over the body of this red candle, and over the body of this one. So that would be my green erases red entry over the pivot. Under the pivot, again, like I said before, we're looking for price action down below this area here, down below 604.38. So 606.04, 604.38. Okay, looking for price action down there. This would be my bearish entry, 604.38. Bullish entry, 606.04. Other than that, I'm thinking we probably start the consolidation pattern. Okay, so we came down here to 604. So I think we probably head right back up to probably this area right here, 607.82. All right, and then we kind of pulled back up there, and then we pulled back down. So I'm thinking we head back up there to 607.82 area, and we start our consolidation pattern, which usually looks like, let's just go look at it. What it looks like is looks like this. Let's just say this is the channel. Okay, so this is the channel. It goes up, then it kind of pulls back, then it goes up, and then it pulls back. Kind of sloppy. It's never like clean. Like it hits the line and comes right back. Then goes back up, then makes a higher low, and then rips to the upside. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. So this upper side channel up here. Okay, I'm looking at probably this area right there, around 607.82, and on the low side of the channel, we'll see, I'm looking at this 604.38 area. All right, that's what I'm looking for. Consolidation, the consolidation pattern to start getting put together. All right, because we came up, now we're looking to come back, make that higher low, come back up, see if they can make the higher high. Okay, so right now, that's what we got in SPY. All right, so take that off. You got the marching orders. I'm going to set up the game plan a little bit later. Let's go to take a look at some other indexes. All right, second index. Take a look at QQQ. Doing the same thing as SPY. Imagine that. All right, so here's QQQ. All right, on the daily chart. On the daily, right here. Okay, daily chart for QQQ. Yesterday's candle, lower high, lower low, closing in the bullish trap over the rising 17, over the prior all-time high anchored VWAP up in quadrant 4. I mean, think about it. Just Friday, I mean, they put in a new all-time high. So, I mean, it's not going to be far from that. So QQQ, still bullish. All right, just having a bearish engulfing day for QQQ. All right. Did SPY have the bearish engulfing? Yeah, SPY had bearish engulfing as well. All right. Let's take a look at FNGU. QQQ still in an uptrend. All right. FNGU, lower high, lower low, closing in the bullish trap. That's the 3 over the 8. Both rising up over this rising 17 EMA. Again, think about it. Friday, they put in a new all-time high. So there's FNGU, lower high, lower low, closing inside the trap over the rising 17 EMA. Everything's still bullish, okay? Higher low, higher high, that's an uptrend. All right? New all-time high, made Friday. Doesn't get any better than that. All right? So there you go. SPY, FNGU, and QQQ. All made new all-time highs Friday. All right, just having a little pullback yesterday. Looking like today's really looking good. Look at this, all the way up to the body of FNGU. It's already started off. I hope they drag NVIDIA up with that. Same with Amazon. So we'll see what happens. It's FNGU looking good. All right, let's go to IWM, Russell 2000. All right, the Russell puts in an outside day. So that's a higher high and a lower low. Closing below the bearish trap. See the trap? That's the 3 EMA. It's underneath the 8, so that makes it a bearish trap. Okay, closing under the bearish trap, but over the rising 17 EMA. Okay, so still bullish, all right? That's still a bull flag. Not the best of bull flags, but it's still a good bull flag up there. And a slight slant back. All right, still up over this prior all-time high anchored VWAP. Still up in quadrant 4. This is quadrant 4 up here. This is 3. This is 2. Still up in quadrant 4. All right, but underneath the trap, but over the 17 and over prior all-time high anchored VWAP. So IWM, still bullish, making a bull flag. All right, so let's go take a look at Diamond Dow. Diamond Dow is also putting in a bull flag, I think. Yep. They are doing the same thing. Okay, again, Diamond Dow move up, and it's got that bull flag right there. Okay, price action, same as IWM, lower high, lower low, closing underneath the bearish trap, but over the rising 17 EMA. all hanging out up over this prior all-time high anchored VWAP up in quadrant 4. Okay, both of those statements are bullish right there. Up in quadrant 4 over the prior all-time high anchored VWAP. So that's looking good. Diamond Dow still bullish, making higher lows and higher highs. That's a bullish situation. Let's go take a look at our technicals. Technicals were surprising yesterday because look at this. We came out of the seller's chop zone. Even though we had a down day, look at what T2122 did. Out of the seller's chop zone into the buy zone. Wow. I mean, we just went airborne. I mean, from the seller's chop zone over the buyer's chop zone. It's like we catapulted up there. So the bears threw us out. We spent the rest of the day chomping around inside the buyer's chop zone. And at the very end of the day, we had a little selling going on. But it didn't seem to carry through to the next day. All right, so that's a little bit different there. So maybe we get a V-bottom bounce off this midpoint and head back up to the buy zone. We'll see. All right, so price action knocking on the door of the midpoint. Not sure if they're going to make it into the sell zone, or maybe we get a V-bottom making that higher low and we crank back up in here to the buy zone. Now we had a downtrend happening through here. You can see all these highs throughout this, starting from, well, basically the 25th. And that's way too big. Let's start with this one right here. And you can see right there is our slope on this T2122. Now hopefully this is an MMRP where price action rips, finds support, and then J hooks out of here. We'll see. All right, so there's T2122. All right, ripping into the buy zone early morning yesterday. All right, let's go take a look at T2123. And on T2123, yesterday's price action. Okay, what do we got? Green from the beginning of the day. Look at this gap up. Very nice. Okay. Really nice gap up. And then at about, looks like 2:30, they got the memo to sell. And then they just started selling back into the rising 200 SMA there. All right. I'm thinking we get a bounce. I am. I'm thinking we get a bounce back up to this area right here. Like to see it consolidate up here. Maybe they do a consolidation pattern kind of the same way as SPY. We'll see if they do, you know, an up and then back and then up and then back. And then, you know, maybe we'll see if they're going to do that. I don't know. All right. But I like this. This is still bullish. All right, I'm going to back out for a little bit here, and you can see, all right, we're still up in quadrant 4, okay? Not sure we closed under the rising 200 SMA. I don't think we're going to open up underneath the rising 200 SMA. I don't think so, but we'll see. All right, so T2123, still up in quadrant 4. If we look at this on a bigger picture, I mean, we have, you know, a move up and then over to the right. That's bullish. That's a bull flag. That's a good sign right there. So there's T2123. Still very much bullish there. Take a look at T2123 3-bar chart. Okay, remember this is the same product. It's just a different time frame. Okay, 3 more green candle bars on the 3-bar chart. I like that. Still moving up. All right, still up over this rising 17. That's bullish. Still up over this rising 200. That's bullish. I don't know how much more energy they got, okay? But it's looking good so far. I like the higher low. I like the higher high. Going to stick with the trend till they break it. All right, so there's T2123. Again, back up in quadrant 4, and it made new highs just 2 or 3 days ago. Right there, those were new highs. Let's take a look at FNGU. FNGU having a down day yesterday, selling from the beginning of the day almost to the end of the day. In the middle of the day, they had a VWAP check. There's your green candle bar there. And then at the end of the day, quite different than the T2123, all right, which happened to roll over at the end of the day. See the T2123 rolling over with those red candle bars. FNGU does quite the opposite, ripping at the end of the day back up to the VWAP to cross it. And lo and behold, here we got some follow through. And we are now up over VWAP like that. Look for those 10-minute uptrends in SPY and QQQ to play to the upside. All right, so there's FNGU doing quite the opposite of T2123. Remember, FNGU only has 10 securities inside it, so it's not that hard to turn around, whereas T2123 has like 6 or 7,000. It's the whole NYSE there, okay, on T2123. All right, let's go take a look at a few sectors, all right, and then we're going to hit the economic package. Let's go over here. Let's take a look at SMH. SMH is in a downtrend. Okay, we'll back out of here so you can see a nice picture of it. All right, so here's SMH's, and they're in a downtrend because they broke this low right here. Okay, that was a higher low. Well, they broke that low and they made a lower low. All right, and then they did it again, a lower low. So that got them into a downtrend. Okay, but guess they're no longer moving down. They kind of hit the midpoint and did a midpoint bounce. All right, so yesterday's price action, they came into the upper third. You got a lower high and a lower low. They came into the upper third, but then they lost it at the end of the day. All right, but still, look, it's still up over that all-time high anchored VWAP. It's in a downtrend. Okay, there were just a few days ago, it was closing over bullish traps over the 17, all right, up in quadrant 4 and up in the upper third. Okay, so it's just kind of hanging out here, trying to transition back into that uptrend mode. All right, moving up, having a shallow pullback. Maybe they make a higher low here and rip some more to the upside, maybe back up into quadrant 4. We'll see. Right now, still in a downtrend, bullish because they're over the midpoint, bullish because they're over that all-time high anchored VWAP. Not so bullish, closing under the trap and underneath the 17. All right, so there's SMH. But all in all, we have ourselves bull flag here. So if we look at it from this point, we went up and we went over to the right. Okay, so we're still holding some higher ground. Okay, so that is still a bullish outlook. I'm looking for a move to the upside. See how this goes up, consolidate, back up. So that's what I'm looking for SMH. I can see that happening. All right, don't know if it's going to happen, but I can see that happening. Just on the price action, I like the outlook of that. I like the pattern. I wish it was a little more bullish up here. You don't want to get too bullish. You just kind of want to like hang out in the concealment area where, you know, undercover. You don't want to make announcements. Okay, so there's SMH, still bullish on SMH, but in a downtrend. Let's take a look at XLK, technology sector. Okay, you can see there's Friday, new all-time high on that technology sector, closing up in quadrant 4, that's bullish. Closing inside the bullish trap, that's bullish. Over the 17, that's bullish. Over a prior all-time high, anchored VWAP, that's bullish. Everything's still bullish on XLK. All right, another one that's bullish is XRT. Okay, I'm skipping around today. All right, XRT, okay, I like this. Up and over to the right. Okay, that's very bullish. They just broke out of 10 months of consolidation with higher lows. See all these higher lows made right here, and they broke out, and now they are in a big bull flag, well, a bull flag right up here, consolidating up in quadrant 4, over the trap, over the 17 EMA, in a bull flag, in an uptrend, making higher lows and higher highs. XRT, keep an eye on Amazon, Costco, and Walmart. Probably even throw BJ's in there. All right, so XRT looking good. I like that bull flag. All right, I think this actually moves up, and I have a target for this one, which is 88.48 for XRT. Now, the all-time high is made back in 2021. Okay, I can see us capturing that all-time high by next year. All right, I can see that happening in 2025. All right, but we got ourselves a leg up. All right, right there. I'm looking. Then we got some consolidation. So it's kind of like a 1, 2, 3. Looking for another leg up. All right, there's XRT. All right, let's go back. Let's take a look at some other sectors. XLF. Here's our financials. Financials moving up, moving right back to where we started. That's neutral. XLF still up in quadrant 4, so that's bullish. XLF closing underneath prior all-time high anchored VWAP, not so much there. Underneath the 17, not so much there. Underneath the bearish trap, not so much there. XLF still up in bull mode up here. It still can recover it. It's still making higher lows and higher highs. If they start to take out this low, they'll be in a downtrend. So there's XLF. Still bullish, but not as healthy as XRT and XLK. Let's take a look at XLI. You see industrials. Okay, moving up and right back. Kind of a neutral stance right there. Again, under a prior all-time high anchored VWAP. But still, still hanging out in the upper third. That's bullish. Underneath the 17, not so much. Underneath the bearish trap, not so much. All right, so XLI still making higher lows and higher highs. Okay, they still have a trend line here. So you can see they haven't broken that trend line. Maybe we get some bounce coming in today or tomorrow. We'll see. So there's the XLI. All right, ever so close to taking out that low. If it takes out that low, that'll be the end of the downtrend and of the uptrend, and it will negate the uptrend and convert it to a downtrend, taking out that low right there. So there's XLI, still bullish, up in quadrant 4, just underneath the 17. Now they've been there before. See this? Underneath the 17, pulled back to trend and got a rip. All right, so it could happen again. We'll see what happens. Let's take a look at XLU. Here's our utilities. Now, we really don't think that utilities probably should be making new all-time highs, but they were. All right, utilities are typically a defensive sector used for capital to floods to safety, all right, because they got the dividends. They don't move around as much, so the utilities tend to be a flood to safety area. And right now, XLU just consolidating in the upper third. All right, not moving up, again, just like some of the other ones that are a little bit weaker. All right, underneath the trap, underneath the 17, underneath the prior all-time high anchored VWAP, but still hanging out in the upper third. Okay, so still bullish right here on XLU. All right, so you got bullish on XLU, bullish on XLI, but not really in bull mode. Okay, they're not moving up. Now, if XLU takes out the low, okay, that will negate the uptrend and convert it to a downtrend. So that would be the low that it takes out. All right, let's take a look at XLF. Did we do XLF? Yeah, we did XLF. Did XRT. Let's do XLE. Here's our energy sector. Again, moving up. All right, it's a move up and a move back that's just neutral. Okay, move up, move back to the same spot as neutral. They start moving up and moving back and then go further, that's bearish. Okay, so XLE currently in an uptrend but not moving up. All right, XLE closing under the bearish trap, under the 17, in quadrant 3 and just barely holding the midpoint here up over a prior all-time high anchored VWAP. Well, we closed under it yesterday. Right there, see that smidgen of red underneath the pink line? Okay, a little smidgen right there, XLE. All right, so bullish, but really just neutral. Okay, only because they went up and they gave it up. So that's XLE. Let's take a look. We did XRT, the last one. Somehow I think I'm forgetting one, but I don't think so. All right, let's take a look at IYT. All right, transports doing the same thing as XLE. All right, moving up, coming back, closing underneath prior all-time high anchored VWAPs. A little bit healthier than XLE. You notice they're not leaning on the midpoint here on IYT. All right, they're kind of on minor support. This would be the minor support, would be this peak and this peak right here. So they're on support right now. Price action underneath two prior all-time high anchored VWAPs. Underneath the all-time high anchored VWAP, underneath the 17, underneath the trap. Not looking good for the transports. They have found some minor support. We'll see if they can get a bounce. They bounced here before. We'll see if they can do it again. All right, here's the uptrend line, about to break that uptrend line right here. All right, so there's IYT losing a little bit of mojo. All right, XLF losing some mojo. XLE lost some mojo. So no longer in that uptrend. But hey, we had a nice run. I'm going to say that right now. So there's IYT. Let's go take a look at the economic package. And here's the dollar. Dollar's in an uptrend because it's making higher lows and higher highs. Made another higher low. We'll see if they can make a higher high. They closed yesterday around 106.17 area. You can see moving back up. They were backing off this 23-month high up here at this peak. Okay, there was a peak right here. They're backing off that 23-month high right there. And looking like they probably making their way back up there. We'll see what happens. But there's the dollar. We would rather have a weak dollar because the weak dollar makes our goods and services more affordable to foreign countries. In other words, they have to convert their currency to ours in order to pay us for our goods and services. So the conversion rate becomes more expensive when we have a strong dollar. All right, so we really liked it when it was down here. We had a weak dollar. It's like kind of nice rally mode right down there. Up here, looking like our rallies are coming to an end. All right, let's take a look at Max Pain. And for Max Pain for this morning, we got, this is the 10th, and that's the 9th. We want the 10th. All right, for the 10th, Max Pain is 605. I think we're already there, 605. Put to call ratio, that's just the puts and calls that expired today. 1.25 puts for each call, and Max Pain is 605. NASDAQ earnings. Well, last night Oracle reported. Must have been good because I see the market popping. All right. Today, what do we got? AutoZone's going to report. Again, some familiar names, but nothing that's going to move the markets. On Wednesday, Adobe, $243 billion. That's like $250 billion right there. So Adobe's going to report in the evening because they're tech. All right. On the 11th. All right, that'd be tomorrow night, $243 billion. They're going to report tomorrow night. Thursday, Broadcom, all right, AVGO, almost $1 trillion, $750 billion right here. Broadcom, $838 billion. They're going to report in the evening. Costco, not a tech company, definitely a retailer. $439 billion. They're going to report Thursday night as well. Okay, the main event on Wednesday is Wednesday. I think we're going to have CPI. All right, so two big ones reporting Thursday. Broadcom has been able to rally the markets to rip with good numbers. I'm just saying that right now, in case we get a pullback, and then Thursday evening you see things ripping. For Friday morning. We'll see what happens. Economic calendar. Well, today we're going to have NFIB, Small Business Optimism Index. That came out at 6. Productivity and costs at 8:30, and a dull day for the rest of the day. Tomorrow is the main event for this week. CPI, 8:30. Petroleum report at 10:30, and a dull day for the rest of the day. All right, on Thursday, we're going to have jobless claims at 8:30, PPI final demand at 8:30, quarterly services survey at 10, gas report at 10:30, and a dull day for the rest of the day. Friday, we're going to have import-export prices, no employment numbers coming out that day, or unemployment. Baker Hughes rig count at 1. That's it. Okay, really light week. All right, if the Bulls want to run it, the only thing to be an obstacle could be the CPI. All right, and Broadcom earnings. If Broadcom comes in upside down or really whacked out, that could send the markets into a downspin. We'll see what happens. All right. So I'm going to answer a few questions. Now, Rickster said a few things. SPY 10 minutes. So trade long above the pivot, not to be entered. Not to be entered. It's above. Green takes out red. Yeah, I like to. It's a great question. So Rickster's asking if. Make sure I got this right. Is that the one I was using? I think this is the one I was using, 605.35 right there. Okay, so let's drill down to the 10. Okay, so I'm looking for a candle close. All right, I'd like, now we've got to back off. Now if I got green takes out the red here, I could enter that 10-minute uptrend over this. So all I would need on this side is a 10-minute green candle that's not a topping tail candle, Rickster. See right there? This is the pre-market. See right there? We got a topping tail. I don't want one of those. Okay, I don't want any of these dojis either. See this doji? Don't want a doji. Don't want a topping wick candle. And I don't want a red candle. I want a green candle to continue this trend. So if I see green wipe out this red pullback, all right, that's going to inspire me to buy right here at 605.35 right here. So, but I need it to close up here, all right? I want it to close up here. It just can't look like a red candle, topping wick candle where I got way more wick than body and tail, okay? And I don't want to buy into a doji like that. Or if that was green, I don't want to buy into that. Or that one, if that one was green. You see what I'm saying? Because those represent pause, hesitation, or rest. All right? So I would want a green candle up over 605.35. Okay? So right up over that, this would be the red, is this pullback. Okay, I'm going to trash that out. Grab my drawing tool. Okay, so we have a high, and then we have a pullback low. Now, if the green erases this red pullback price action from this high to this low, if green takes it back up to here and starts to close candles right here and here and here, okay, that's where I want in on that, to come up to 606.04. Now I don't have to wait till 606.04, but I need a green candle to close up here. I want to see green erase red. All right, and I need it to close up here. Can't buy it just because it's there. I can start. You can always start legging in if you feel aggressive and you're confident with your trading and you want to leg in with a couple contracts, or 10%, 20% of your position legging in before the candle closes. I can understand that. All right, but just keep in mind, confirmation is confirmation, and when that candle closes, that would be the confirmation right there. Okay, if you got a good idea and it's like 8 minutes into a 10-minute candle and things look like they're going to be closing up there, I can understand legging into it. All right, does that help answer your question? Also, when you say green takes out red, it's not just the previous candles, it's the swing highs. This right here, this would be the red from here down, okay? And then we have a 10-minute uptrend, and we want green to erase red on that 10-minute uptrend. I hope I'm not confusing you. Okay, so if you waited for green to erase red, all of this right here is red because we moved from here down to here. Okay, we not going to wait till I get all the way up here to play a 10-minute uptrend. I'm going to play the 10-minute uptrend when it starts, preferably over the pivot. Okay, the 10-minute uptrends work best when you got green erases red, you're up over VWAP, and you're up over the pivot. Those are when they work best, and even better when you're over an all-time high anchored VWAP or a prior high anchored VWAP. Those are when those 10-minute uptrends work out best. And question T23 divergence is it's moving down SPY the last 2 hours up. Yeah, SPY's been moving up. You can see now they're kind of pulling back. I had high hopes for them here. But if they can set in a higher low, that would make everything really interesting. So we've got a little bit of minor support right there. Maybe they bounce right here. It would be nice if they would and start heading back up there towards 611. We'll see. All right. Right now, all we've got is a bounce off of the gap fill. So we'll see what happens. Short SPY, if it's weak, yes. Where you have red erases green, so you can see here's where red would erase green underneath 604.38. Yes. I would like to short SPY underneath 604.38. I actually think we start the consolidation where price moved up to the top of the channel, and I think they've moved back, and I think this is the bottom of the channel. All right. And I think we start to consolidate back up to the top of the channel. I'll start our consolidation. And then I think they bounce away from that, okay, again, like they always do, and come back down. We'll see. But underneath 604, yeah, it's a downtrend. I mean, you can short it. Just recognize that when you short in this environment, all right, that you're playing counter trend, okay? Keep in mind the monthly, the weekly, the semi-annual, the daily chart, the 3-day, the 2-day, the 4-hour, they're all in uptrends, okay? Just recognize you are playing counter trend. You can see how everything's still pointed up, okay? Just recognize that you are playing counter trend, and your trend could come to an end at any time, all right? So you have to monitor it because it could come to an end at any time. Now, I haven't seen any exhaustion candles come out of SPY yet. I haven't seen any exhaustion move, and I'm looking for that to happen. So I don't think this is over. I think we're still going higher. I think we probably enter into some consolidation and then move higher later on in the month of December. We'll see what happens. We might even recover this whole thing today. I don't know. Yeah, I'm bullish over 606. That's my pivot. Over 605. I'm bullish over 605. We start moving that uptrend over 605. That's the bulls recovering right there. I'd like to 606. That would be an aggressive area. Okay, at over 605. You can wait for 606 and play the 10-minute uptrend over 606. All right, but if I see bulls back up into this consolidation, this pullback here, that's bullish. I prefer them to be up over 606. All right, but here's an aggressive entry right here over 605.36. And then there's the first entry. It's going to be 606.04. All right. On the 10-minute chart, where is the big downtrend below 604? Well, we don't have a 10-minute downtrend below 604, but we have a 10-minute downtrend down to 604, and I would look for continuation. All right, if we get below 604.38 again, that would continue this 10-minute downtrend from where they left off, right through there. Right. We have ourselves a 2-hour downtrend. Right. Okay. See the 3's underneath the 8. Yeah. We broke the hourly uptrend, probably the 2-hour as well. You can see there would be a nice line right through here. You know, I could probably back this off down to there. Yeah, we're breaking that trend right now, but it could just be moving over to the right. We'll see what it wants to do. Okay, but below that, I'd like to play a 10-minute downtrend. Okay, down to the next level, which would probably be right on the top of those wicks here, right on the top of that wick and on that wick. So down to 666, and I'm pretty sure we got an anchored VWAP hanging out at the same number, or close to it. All right, so here's the breakup candle low. All right, breakup candle low that starts this on the 2-hour. And you can see we have a target here, and that would be the anchored VWAP right there from the breakup candle low. All right, so you got kind of like two things hanging out at the same spot. Usually becomes a magnet for price action. Yeah, I'd like them to come down. I would like them to come down and V-bottom bounce. I prefer not to see the hockey stick form. I prefer to see a V-bottom bounce back to the midpoint of the pullback. That's what I prefer. Doesn't mean I'm going to get what I want in 10 minutes. So here's your red candles. Again, if price is up here when we open up, that would be green erases red right there. Yeah, I like a healthy pullback. Just don't linger there too long, okay? Because then I kind of lose my patience. So I don't want like a hockey stick. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna go ahead and render my video, get it posted, okay? And I'll see you guys in like probably 30 minutes, hopefully.